So what we're going to do now is contrast the site that we just looked at with another one that comes up in my Google search when I'm searching for information about nutrition. And this site is called Choose My Plate. So right away from the homepage, we can see that this is a .gov site. That's one of our preferred domains that makes us think that this information may be a little more credible. We can also see that this is put out by the USDA. Which is the government-sponsored agency. The U.S. Department of Agriculture puts this out. So one way for me to see kind of the general idea of a website and their purpose and kind of what they're all about is to click on this About Us link. That's always a good place to start, and that's what I'm going to do here. So when I click on About Us, I can see the information about this organization that puts this out and what their mission is and what their objectives are. So right away, it's talking about research and analyses in nutrition and kind of how they get their information. And we can delve into this more deeply if we wanted to. When I click on this link to the organization, I can see that this is driven by data and research, and it has more information here about their programs that I'm not going to look at right now in the interest of time. But this leads me to believe everything's kind of right out here in the open. And I have access to where they're getting their information from, and this leads to me to believe that I can trust what they're putting out here. Another thing that we can see that's missing from this site that was on the other site quite a bit, there are no ads popping up. There's nothing that's trying to get me to sign up for anything, buy into anything, and it all seems to just be for the purpose of providing this information to the public. So on the previous site, we talked quite a bit about the purpose or the agenda or the mission of the site. And there's nothing here that would lead me to believe that they're trying to sell me something or that they really have any mission other than informing and providing tools about health and nutrition. So let's look at the audience. This site has several different audiences. You can see the previous one seemed to be geared very strongly toward women. This one has lots of different options. There's even one here for college students, so let's check that out because that's pretty cool. And this talks about the My Plate on Campus initiative, which is, again, a government-sponsored initiative to promote healthy eating on college campuses. And again, any of the tools or the recipes or the resources that I click on, they're not prompting me to sign up. They're not prompting me to buy anything. So that's another clue that this could be a valid, reliable source. If I go down here, I can see that there are even more specific tools for people in different phases of life and different populations. And again, if I click on these things, they just are immediately free, accessible quizzes and different things that I can use. If I click on these food groups, I get information about the benefits of the different food groups, about different needs that I may have based on my age, my weight, my activity, those kind of things. But there's no specific diet promoted here. There's nothing that they're trying to get me to buy into. So this has been a very general overview, again, because we're time limited, but all of these things make me think that this is probably something that's at least worth considering as a source that I might be able to use in my paper and in my college work, and also as a source that I might be able to trust for my own nutrition decisions. So I would encourage you, if you find a site like this that performs well on the CRAAP test, that seems to have objective current information, to definitely give it a second look. Take the time that we didn't have today to go through and look at all the links and look at all the different things that they offer, and just keep in mind what their purpose is. Why is that site there? Are they trying to promote something for their own agenda? Are they trying to sell you something? Is there any bias? Or is it just an informative site put out by a credible authority? And if it is, then you can most likely consider using that for your academic work.